Good evening. Welcome to KQ.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to K Cube. I'm Kevlon,
And I'm Ken.
and we are coming to you from Montgomery, Alabama, where 82 is the new winter. 82 degrees, baby. That's what we had today in late October. I remember when I was a kid, Ken, we would go outside in October, man, and stand outside and shiver. You remember?
Oh, yeah. I
My
remember
mama couldn't
playing.
afford them plush thick jackets. You know what I'm saying? We had windbreakers and stuff, and we was kind of cold. Not in a good way.
We got the good jackets for Christmas.
Yes, indeed. And today I was wearing shorts and flip flops. So I don't know whether to thank the fossil fuel industry or shaking my boots. But anyway,
Hey, either way.
tonight is a night of celebration. Celebrate good time. Let me tell y'all something. We're going to go back in history a little bit. I keep hearing, and I heard it when Obama was president, I'm hearing it now. All of the Republicans are just throwing the Democrats under the bus about the economic policy. Of course, everybody pretty much knows that economic issues always become top priority for voters. Every single election, that's the number one thing that people look at. They always say it's the economy stupid or whatever. So we're going to take a look at one particular facet of the economy, GDP. Trump, while he was in office, and you will hear him brag, baby, they acted like Trump walked on water when it came to the economy. Although we actually suffered pretty bad under Trump, not just because of COVID. We actually, again, I mentioned this on a different video, we had a manufacturing recession in 2019 prior to COVID even happening. And that was supposed to be Trump's big bona fides about bringing jobs and all of this. So we're going to take a look and see what Trump did and dealt with as the GDP, gross domestic product, the value of all of the goods and services produced in the United States. That's how we measure the strength of a nation's economy. We're going to take a look at how Trump reflected on his GDP numbers and where we are today. So we'll start off with Benedict the Donald. And pull up this picture of him, Ken. Everybody, whenever I picture Donald Trump, this is how I picture him. With his lips all poked out and his cheeks all bloated, and he's got the mangina going on, the neck gina going, and then he's got the panda, the white panda eyes. So you can see the makeup lines there, actually. So,
and then right above the eyebrows.
Yeah, and then the fur. But anyway, enough about looks, because I can go on all day with this joker. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the GDP. Let's hear what old Benedict had to say about that. Go 45.
As you know, we're doing record and close to record GDP. Nobody thought would be anywhere above even close to 2, and we are at 4.1. And I think we're going much higher. And as trade deals come in, we can go much, much higher. We have 3.9 million jobs created since the election, a number that would have been unthinkable. Economic growth last quarter hit the 4.1. We anticipate this next quarter to be just an estimate, but already they're saying it could be in the 5s. Each point, it doesn't sound like much, because when I first started, we were at 1.2. Each point is $3.5 trillion and 10 million jobs.
Yeah, well, how's about that? He said they're getting ready to go into the 5s, Ken.
Into the 5s. Yeah, right. Yeah. Nah, no way. Okay, so fast forward just a little. So they're explaining to you why the GDP had jumped up to the 4.1% that Trump was touting.
In the first place.
Let's pull this up.
Yeah. It wasn't because, well, you'll see.
Oh, that was it.
The government reported today that the economy in the second quarter of this year grew at an annual rate of 4.1%. That is the strongest quarter in nearly 4 years. The president said he is thrilled and said the economy is on track to reach an average yearly growth rate of more than 3%. Vladimir Duthier has the story behind the numbers.
President Trump was quick to tout the second quarter rebound.
Once again, we are the economic envy of the entire world.
The economic pace nearly doubled from the first quarter, sparked by exporters rushing to ship soybeans to China ahead of a potential trade war. Diane Swank is chief economist at Grant Thornton.
They ordered boatloads, literally boatloads of soybeans ahead of time, and that helped to add more than 1% to overall GDP growth in the second quarter. So some of what we're seeing is a bit of a mirage.
Consumers spent up to 4%, mostly on cars, entertainment, and healthcare. For Karen Sadaka, who runs a family sewing.
So, well, we just wanted to give y'all a little bit of a glimpse of the other side. The raw number 4.1, it looked good and felt good to Benedict Donald, but he was kind of gloating. He said they was gonna get up to 5%, and he said that it was like he acted like a freight train was on the way, and a baby carriage was sitting on the tracks, and it was just gonna get ran over by this great economy. But let's take a look at the numbers. What happened after that point? This was in 2018, y'all. Q3 of 2018. Put it on the 4.1%.
Oh, yeah,
there it is, right there.
4.1.
Now, let's move forward quarter by quarter. Each blue line represents a quarter. And tell me if y'all see a 5% pop up.
Oh, boy. That's 2.8, 2.9, 0.7. This was Q4 2018. Moving ahead, 2.2, 2.7, 3.6. And this is Q4 2019, 1.8.
Now, 2019, 1.8, that's right before COVID. You can see the effects of COVID, where we ended up having the worst response in the industrialized world.
Wow.
And the bottom fell out.
Negative 4.6 to negative 29.9. Joe Biden comes back in. Bow. 2020.
That's the recovery. And then all of the rest of those blue lines represent, look at that, 6.3. 7. So that's the recovery plan that Biden put in place. And here we had a little bit of a dip because it's not going to just balloon
Q1 and Q2
within
of
the recovery
2022
over and over.
And then we got 3.2 all the way out to this stops Q2 2023.
Yes.
So
and we're going to talk about Q3 of 2023 in just a minute. But just notice that, you know, the American economy is like an aircraft carrier. It's not a speedboat. You know, people pretend that there was some type of economic turnaround when Trump got into office. Economic growth actually slowed down somewhat in some areas after Trump got in. Being that this is an aircraft carrier and it takes a lot to turn it around or mess it up, Trump pretty much was just riding Obama's wave of the most consecutive months of job creation in American history and GDP growth consistently. A couple of times it tailed down a little bit, but consistently GDP grew under Obama at modest rates between 2 and 3%. But so no, Trump did not do anything miraculous. The only thing miraculous was how bad we handled COVID, and that's why we dipped down so bad, and then it was necessary for us to recover in the first place. But now that Biden is in, we're going to take a look at where we are today.
Wow. U.S. GDP growth at 4.9% annual pace in the third quarter, better than expected.
4.9%, kid, is that bigger or smaller than that 4.1 that Trump was talking about when he sold all them soybeans to China?
I think it's a little bigger.
Yeah.
And we sold all the soybeans to China.
Each point equals $3 trillion or whatever number he said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I imagine that Trump is out just touting Biden's great job. Isn't he doing that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to love Biden for what he's doing with this economy. We're at 4.9. Okay. So let's see here. This is going to be, this is, who is this? Breaking news of it. Okay.
Yeah, this is MSNBC's take on, you're going to scroll down.
Yeah.
Here, yeah. the thing I wanted to point out, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McLipless didn't bother to issue any kind of statement, and the new House Speaker Mike Johnson was similarly silent, except to tell Fox News' Sean Hannity that he believes the U.S. economy is in the tank. Overwhelming evidence to the contrary notwithstanding. So with this type of news, they're still out here doing just like they did with Obama, saying the economy is in the tank. Clearly, at the number of GDP growth that we're currently at, there's no way that a logical person can sit up and say we're in the tank. While Trump was out there bragging because he had a smaller number than Biden has, 4.1, and his was driven by certain circumstances. And he predicted that he came up with a thought that it was going to be at 5%. They saying 5%, never hit 5% a day.
Right.
Obama had more quarters above 4.1% than Trump had at 4.1%. But they were saying he was in the tank then. Now they're saying Biden's in the tank at 4.9%. All the way up from now through the election, we're going to hear about how bad the economy is over and over and over. But the case is, under Democrats, the economy always does better than it does under Republicans. Just look at the last few Republican administrations, look at GDP growth, and that type of dip that you saw when COVID hit under Trump, the same type of thing happened under Bush, and Bush won, and Reagan had his issues too. Inflation went to heck, and taxes were raised on middle and lower class people over 11 times. And they present to you, like that word they used in the other clip, a mirage. Everything is going very well right now. This is empirical evidence. This is basic common sense will tell you that.
Yeah. Hey, I have some empirical evidence over here. Let's see what Fox Business, let's see how they responded to this whole thing.
The GDP is out. I want to get right now to Jerry Willis and get that breaking news. Jerry.
Yeah, Maria, that's right. We've got GDP at 4.9%. That is the first read on third quarter GDP. That is a surprise on the upside. We had been expecting consensus was 4.3%. You can see that's a big positive number. The Dow continues in negative territory ahead of the open here. Look at this, 4.9% is well over twice second quarter GDP, which was 2.1%. First quarter GDP, 2%. So you can see some really strong expansion here, mostly due to consumers, as you've been talking about right now. Retail sales, of course, have been strong, looking in the rear view mirror. There was one stronger forecast out there, the Atlanta Fed. Their GDP Now forecast was 5.4% for the quarter. This quarter, of course, July to September, GDP, the broadest read on economic growth. But wow, what a stunner. Actual coming in at 4.9%. Maria.
All right, Jerry, thanks very much. Markets are actually off of the lows. They're down at 109 on the Dow Industrials, down 104.
Notice. They usually try, when they look at GDP numbers, to assign a cause. What is the reason we're at the number we're at? For Trump, well, we just had this
soybeans.
Big explosion of soybeans sold to China. And I'm telling you, that stuff added about a whole point to the GDP.
Yeah.
Trump came out amid that and said, it's going to be at 5. That wasn't true.
Would that be considered a trade deal with China?
It was getting ready to be a trade war.
So he gave them soybeans.
Remember, he was tough on China.
All the way live.
He said he's gonna sell them the toughest soybeans they can chew. So remember what Fox News said drove Biden's high GDP rate was consumers and spending. Was it?
Yeah.
Consumer spending and
products.
Yeah.
The products we've generated. Yeah.
Maybe another term she used, but in any event, it's consumer driven. It's basically bottom up, middle out type of activity that's going on that's causing an increase in the GDP growth.
Bidenomics. That's what they
it's
call it.
Called.
Yeah, Bidenomics.
It's not Trumponomics.
Dark Brandonomics. Hot damn.
I
Hey,
tell you.
like,
Listen.
subscribe, share, do all that good stuff that
And
you're supposed to do.
when things are actually going good, act like it. Vote accordingly. Don't don't throw the US under the bus when things are going good. Things are going good right now. There's a reason why wages are increasing. There's a reason why inflation is dropping.
Jobs are going up. Unemployment going down. Pretty good.
This is the way you want it.
Yeah. Y'all have a good evening. Like, subscribe, share, do what you're supposed to do. You know what to do.
Have a good one.